What's up guys, this is Coach Donny from Elevate Yourself, where we change lives through volleyball, training, and inspirational content. Welcome to my volleyball coach reaction to Haikyuu Season 4, Episode 12. If you're new to this channel, I'm a volleyball coach, volleyball player, and personal trainer who provides volleyball tutorials, jump training workouts, and other cool volleyball videos. I definitely misinterpreted this scene, and I thought that Daichi's upperclassman friend from middle school was jealous, but he was actually just incredibly proud of his underclassman. I don't know why I thought he was jealous. I thought there was some type of flashback where he was talking to Daichi and he wished that he would have worked harder to be as good as Daichi, but maybe that's another character. I apologize that my voice is so coarse. I just came back from our first VLA tournament, and if you want to get a sneak peek of our games before I publish them on YouTube, make sure you sign up for the Patreon to get those games ahead of time. But I just spent the entire weekend yelling, screaming, and having so much fun. I appreciate the reminder for another scene at the end of the credits for this episode. I feel like it's been a while since there's been these special ending credit scenes or these bonus scenes, so it's a nice treat to finally get another one like that. I apologize for the previous reaction episode where part of the footage was cut off, and I'm not sure why my recording software did that, but I think we should be corrected for this episode. Now let's get this Haikyuu party started. Just the sound of the volleyballs get me excited. Oh, Bokuto, we finally get to see him. It's been a while since I've heard the hey, hey, hey. Uh-oh, time for the emotional uplifting strategy. This animation looks pretty good so far. I think we're gonna be okay in this episode. Maybe the crowd's getting to him. Oh. He's like a self-centered character, but still a pretty cool guy. Like, I don't consider his self-centeredness a negative attribute necessarily, because still seems like a pretty nice person. 25-23, Tsubikihara. I think Karasuno's up by 2. Okay, he is proud. Man, who's that awkward guy with those weird eyes? The guy in the I don't know, beige green jacket. Yeah, that guy looks like a psychopath, like he's gonna murder somebody. Like he's looking at which player he's gonna follow home and try to murder. That guy looks creepy. I wonder if that was on purpose. Maybe another upperclassman from their middle school days. Yeah, I don't remember the last time we saw a scene where Karasuno actually took the time to bow and thank the crowd other than their previous time that they lost. Oh yeah, proceeding to round 2. That means they won. The psychopath. Senpai. Introduce them. Now you must bow. Damn, Tsuki's hecka tall. He's like looking straight down at them. Oh, is it food time?
Kageyama, セッターの方は全日本ユース候補にもなってるすげえやつなんです。 小さい方は何者というか元気小僧
Energetic brat. I'd say, yeah, Hinata's a brat. Also in a good way.
得体が知れないやつですかね。白鳥沢の牛若に喧嘩売ったりな。マジかよ、あの牛若。得体が知れない。
I wonder what the purpose with meeting these people are.
まさにそうだと思う。
Maybe they're providing some analysis and encouragement. That's why we haven't seen a lot of the upperclassmen from Karasuno. We've seen a lot of upperclassmen from other teams support their alumni. We're gonna take a look at that food there. Come on now. Can't get a food scene past me. We gotta enjoy that rice with, I think, is that sesame, black sesame on top. And this is a great illustration trick. The way you draw rice, especially if you're animating it, I know this scene is not animated, but for the purpose of animation, you cannot draw every grain of rice. And that's really important. But you can make it feel like there is every grain of rice. So the most important thing is the border of the rice. And if you draw like the outline of the rice and then you draw specks of rice inside that shape, the actual rice will feel very full, and your brain actually fills in the rest of the gaps if you hint at it by drawing these individual rice kernels. So that's one really cool technique that we learned. You can do this for hair, right? You can draw the outline of hair and then just draw a couple strands, so you don't have to draw every strand and still make it feel like it's a full head of hair. How about those salmon strands there? You see how every line of the salmon is at a different angle? That's how you make it look organic. Whereas if every line is the same, then it can look very artificial. Oh, Nekoma. Damn, that guy looked like he was going to do like a special move uppercut. Looks like they saved some good animators for this one. Nice receive. Damn, my voice is completely gone. Oh, these animations are really good. Look at all those special wrinkles on his clothing. Look at that technique there. So you see how his platforms, how his thumbs are together. And that's how you want to pass most of the time. I mean, you can actually pass with your thumbs apart. You want your thumbs parallel in general. And I think we had this really cool line hit. You see how he's opening up and facing the angle, and then he kind of cuts across his body for that no-look line hit. That's one of my favorite moves. Nice receive. And that breathing animation was really great. Oh, that's right. Nekoma is the ground. If I'm remembering correctly. Dude, we gotta watch that scene. I think they saved some of the best animations so far. Even as he's turning his head, you see those streaks from his eyes. Obviously, there are no streaks coming from our eyes in real life, but to animate that additional motion and to add that energy as he's moving makes the scene feel more intense. And every scene here, we gotta look at the hair. As the body's moving, there's like a slight delay of the hair, and that's what makes the motion just feel so much more dynamic and real. Look at, see how he's moving around, the hair's kind of fluffing. Some good quality illustration animation this episode. I know I've said that a couple times, but it's been a while since we've seen this quality. Probably since season 3 or the beginning of episode 4. Nap time.
飯食ったら少し時間あるから買い物とかしてきてもいいぞ。おう。エースの心得 T シャツ買ってくれ。おい、ひなた待って。俺も行く。
I love long breaks in between games because you could just rest and watch other teams and get some drinks, get some food. But Kageyama's gonna study. Oh, no, he wants to check out the t-shirts. This is cute. This is like an exciting part to buy one of these tournament shirts to say that you've been there. The way of the ace. Gosh, it's gotta be very energy draining to manage an emotionally volatile player like that. But I like that the court is being direct. Sorry, I like that the coach is being direct with him. I was reading the word court and instead of saying coach. And the fact that he has a reputation where the other teams notice that too. I like that. That's a team leader right there. Knee him in the butt, slap him on the back. Wait a minute. Is it just me, or does number 3 on the team in gray look like Daichi's former teammate that was crying the whole time? Gotta zoom in on his face. They got the same hair and the same kind of round eyes. Gosh, I love the fact that the team wears headbands. I'm seriously considering doing that for my team. Kono-san. Oh, that was a fake. That was a sick play. Nice key. He looked like a starving beast. Center court desu. So dramatic. I love that they are blowing this out of proportion because there are real players like this that exist that are a little bit more on the selfish side, and you gotta work so hard just to get them on the same page as everybody else. Oh, that's pretty cool, using Hinata as a way to inspire him. Dang, that was a cool scene going up. Alright, let's go back to rewind this one. A lot of great animation here. Okay, so we're gonna replay this little scene where the camera is panning up on the backside of Bokuto's back. Now, even though Bokuto is a still image, they're overlaying another animation on top of that, which is the glare from the ceiling lights. And the glare is a really cool effect to make things look more dramatic, but also when you're panning the camera angle, the glare moves a little bit at an angle. I'm really curious if they used a machine or a software to animate the glare, or if someone hand animated this glare. If someone knows that detail, let me know, because if you can animate this layer of animation, that is mind-blowing. The amount of color depth and opacity changes you have to understand. What I mean by that is there's like 3 or 4 see-through hexagon and circular glowing layers that you have to animate without blending. So let's take a look at this. Yeah, see how those colors are, there's so many different colors and different shapes overlapping. I wouldn't blame them if they wanted to use software, because it saves you a lot of time and you can get a really perfect glare that way, since it's just an algorithm to calculate that. Oh, Bokuto's back. Oh, that was such a smooth jump. They definitely saved the best animation for this episode. That was a sick scene. His line shot, the favorite. We gotta watch that scene again, man. The approach. Oh, man. And the blurry lines of the angles. It's like charging up for a fireball. That's great. I don't watch it one more time. A couple things we want to appreciate about this. So the animator's using a couple techniques here to really increase the drama, the intensity, and the energy of the scene. The first one is varying line thicknesses. You have major poses and you have minor poses. At least that's the terminology we used when I was in animation. The major poses are the more memorable frozen frames. So for example, like the backswing of a jump, and then the moment when they're about to jump, and maybe when their arm is up in the air there. And the minor images or minor poses are all the tweens, which means the images in between the major poses. So what I think the animator is doing here, for the major poses or the primary images, he's making those lines thick to really punch in the imagery there and to make it more dramatic. And then he's making the tweens with thinner lines. Oh yeah, so the hands there, thick, and then that blurry line effect for the limbs to make that motion blur. And you see the hand was a little thick there. Oh yeah. There's that signature line shot for sure. Just in time for Hinata to be inspired. Yay! I don't know how Bokuto's a team captain though. He's too emotionally up and down to be a captain. Oh, and the angle shot, damn. Off the ground, bouncing into the wall. Bokuto Donny, that's their team name. Gotta remember that. This is a very interesting way to clap. I don't know, maybe that's a Japanese specific way to clap, or is that an anime specific way to clap? That's a sign of a good setter, is being able to manage the confidence of your hitters, whether you're setting them at the right time or communicating with them. One ball, heart, and soul. Must have taken so much energy for the author to think of all these very specific slogans for each school. I think this is Hoshiumi, the player that I thought was Bokuto because he also has some spiky white hair. Finally, we get a different halftime scene with some dancing cats. Is there going to be the heavy cat one? Yes, there is. Now he's falling. If you've been enjoying these Haikyu reaction videos so far, please consider supporting me on Patreon, where you receive early access to special videos like my Haikyu reaction videos and my official volleyball game videos, as well as my private blog, live Q&A sessions, behind the scenes footage, and more. You can sign up with the link in the description box below. I want to give a special thanks to the current Patreon members for your support so we can keep this Haikyu party going. There's that intense bass scene. I think that's Hoshiumi. Often confused with Bokuto because they both have spiky hair. I think I just repeated myself. Oh, you recognize him from the camp. Who is the best between the two shortest players? Oh, that's right. He was also at this. Was he at the same camp? Was Hoshiumi at the national team camp or the prefecture camp? Okay, so he was at the youth national camp. Okay, so that's why Hinata doesn't recognize him. Middle blockers. This is true. When I see another short person in the gym, I'm like, I'm gonna be better than that short player. Oh, we might actually get to see more of Hoshiumi play soon. We gotta see what that shirt says. He who laughs in the face of grit will be made to cry by grit. Okay, so the person who doesn't take the opportunity to toughen up seriously will be made to cry by that same situation, if I'm understanding that. Those are some really great quotes. I wonder if these are new quotes that the author's coming up with, or if these are traditional Japanese proverbs. Number 5. Who is number 5? Oh, Hoshiumi. Oh, there we go. So fluid. So whippy. And you have to be like that if you're an explosive player. You gotta stay loose and whippy if you want to be springy and powerful. Of course, Kageyama is not impressed. He's rarely impressed. He's either angry or unsatisfied. Oh man, that was a crazy dig. And he got a block. Sonic the Hedgehog got a block. Damn, and he bounces it. Okay, this guy's good. He's just messing with the team. He's tipping, he's tooling, hitting line, hitting angle. And he's got that jump serve. Man, he's jumping like 20 feet in the air. Service ace! I wonder why he didn't go to Shiotorizawa. Oh, he's been called the Little Giant. That's the title that Hinata wants. I've been doing a lot of Japanese anime in this one. That would be an interesting face-off between those two. Can't wait to him go ahead, because Hinata tends to play better when he feels like he's got that direct competition or that direct threat. Let's see how he responds to his fans. Is he a nice guy or is he a douchebag? Oh, is he gonna get too arrogant now? Oh, he's just sensitive about his height. Oh, he's not a fan. This is a reporter. Yeah, you don't want to be recognized just for your height. You want to be recognized for your skill. Okay. That's a good question. He's throwing it right back in her face. I like that level of confidence. This can be similar to how women sometimes feel like they're only being acknowledged because of their gender versus because of their skill. And I'm not patronizing women. This is something that my sister has told me. my wife, the female players I coach. You want to be recognized for what you've worked hard for and what you've earned, not just because you're the exception or not because you're a specific type of player, like he's a short player. And then for the women out there, just because I'm the only woman in that field, I don't want to keep being acknowledged or highlighted simply because I'm a woman. Acknowledge me for me. Acknowledge me for my skill. So I like this part of Hoshiumi. I like him so far. Yeah. Throwing it right back at her face. I like that. This guy's got some K-pop hair too.
小さいことは絶望すべきことと思いすぎている。小さいことはバレーボールに不利な要因であっても
There's also an advantage.
不能の要因ではない。
The seagull? Maybe that's why his hair is like that, like the feathers of a seagull. The reporter's like, damn, this guy's intense.
実際不利ってことは自覚してるんでしょ。それで活躍してるのはすごいことに違いないじゃん。自意識過剰だってば。
お前はもっと言葉をオブラートに包め。
That's good that his teammates are there to be the bridge. Oh, poor Hinata. Wonder why his shoulders are slumped. Maybe because he wished he could be as good as Hoshiumi, or he could be the little giant.
戻ってきた。Hinata、鵜飼さんが来たから出発だって。俺、ここに来れてよかった。
I did not expect that one. He walked away like this. Why is Kageyama smirking?
完全に取り越し苦労だったんだぜ。
This is a very confusing scene for me. Maybe because he's inspired that he could be like Hoshiumi.
参考になります。もっとビビった顔しろってんだ。
おいおいおい。おのぼりカラスさんじゃねえの。よかったね。はるばる来たのにすぐ帰ることになんなくて。
I like Nekoma as a team. They seem like a group of cool guys. Ah, we got the Tanaka's handshake because they bonded over their obsession over Shimizu and the mutual respect between two very, very excellent captains. And then, come on, you know Hinata's gonna do something with Kenma. Who's this little Mega Man? He has a huge tournament bracket. I wonder how many teams are here. It's gotta be like 100. 40 teams disappeared. Single elimination. That's intense. Alright, so at the end of the scene, we're gonna watch the bonus scenes here. Thanks again for helping me remember this. Niiyama Girls High School. They must be a special team if they're highlighting them. Oh, and they're staying at a nice hotel probably because they're good.
飯は高級バイキングだな。でも俺ここのカリカリに焼かさった酒好き。俺は卵焼きの味が好き。
Ah, little Hinata. He has a simple taste. It reminds me of myself. Just give me something warm and tasty. I don't need anything fancy. Someone's girlfriend.
カラスの勝ったんだってね。おめでとう。明日頑張ろうね。
Who is this girl? she been a long time fan? Having a crush on Tanaka?
役ありってやつだな。
気づかないふりしようと思ってたのに。
っていうか、ありどころじゃないよな。開会式の時も思ったけど、多分好きじゃ。
This is very high school. Just all these little fun boy-girl crush moments. I definitely enjoyed that bonus scene at the end, and it's been a while. I hope they have more of that in future episodes, because I think those are just great ways to engage the fans on a deeper level and just give that little treat for the loyal fans. This episode was super exciting because we got to see more of other teams. I feel like majority of season 4 has been a lot of Karasuno development, which is great. But as many of you mentioned, the second best part of this anime is how every team has its own personality and backstories, and I can totally understand how fans have their favorite team, like in actual real sports, how you might be a Lakers fan or a Raiders fan or a Grizzlies fan. Everyone has the team that is their favorite and as a reflection of them. I was also pretty impressed with the animation this episode. I thought it was going to start on a decline, and I feel like I've spent the entire season 4 waiting for this sharp decline in the animation, and actually it hasn't been that bad before. Maybe a few scenes here and there, but in general I think they've done a good job keeping it up, and they've definitely saved some of the great scenes for this episode. I really love the interplay between Hoshiumi and Hinata, two very quality short volleyball players, another person for Hinata to compete against and aspire to be. For him, focusing on trying to beat Ushijima made him that much of a better player. I know for me personally, when I see someone who's my height, who's better than me, that drives me even more to want to be better for selfish reasons, because I want to be the best 5'10" volleyball player out there. So I highly encourage all of you to find your own competition to constantly motivate you. I can't believe we're halfway through season 4. If you missed any of my previous reaction videos, make sure you check out the playlist right here, and I'm pretty sure you'll like this video right here.